Hello! Today I'm excited to show you how to make this piece of Happy Mail with 2 pieces of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. Let's get started! So we're going to start with a real quick flip through. Once again, I am loving my new desktop. Give this video a like if you are also liking this new background. And if you want to see how I did it, check out my last video where I share with you a Dollar Tree haul and give you a review of some of the items I got. So check that one out. It was a good video, but I am loving this background. Alright, so let's do a real quick flip through. So I have my cover, and then when you open it, and typically I have more of a vertical than a horizontal paper project, but today I'm going horizontal and I really like it. So you open it up and you have some flaps. I put a pocket here, and then using some extra pieces I put an envelope here, and then you can flip those tabs up, and I feel like this would be a perfect place to put a photograph or maybe like a playlist if you want to add a card, a little small journaling card, and write a playlist here. And then here I had some vellum paper, and so I thought that would be a fun flap, and I put, something there. And then we have a pocket on this side. You could slip a letter in there, and another pocket on this side, and I just used a paint swatch I had and made a little bookmark. So I'm going to show you how to make this form, and you can do several things. Add pictures, slip notes in, washi tape, stickers, whatever it is works for you. And that's what's great about paper crafting, is you can get the idea of how to make the general form of it, but there's so many possibilities of what you could fill it with or use it for. So I love paper crafting for that reason, and now I'm going to show you how to make this piece of Happy Mail. I'm going to begin by picking out my 2 pieces of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. If you have double-sided paper, you shouldn't need a second page, but mine is not double-sided, and so I'm going to grab 2 pieces of scrapbook paper that I think go well together. I picked up this new pad from Michaels. They had their fall paper pads on sale, and I really like all the plaid. This one actually came from it, and originally I was trying to go for more of like a fall Thanksgiving feel. And then the other paper I added, it definitely felt more like Christmas, and so I went kind of with more Christmas stickers and stuff like that. But let's see what 2 pieces I want to use for this next one. So I decided to do a quick flip through so you could see all the different page options, but I decided to go with these 2, and I am going to begin by first folding them in half. Then I'm going to open them up and grab a pencil and a ruler. I'm going to turn it so that that fold I just made is going horizontal. And if you have a scoring board, you can score yours and you have a 12-inch piece of scrapbook paper. You can score your sheet at 4 and 8 inches because we want to fold it into thirds. I do not have a scoreboard, so I just mark it with a pencil and use a ruler. And then I fold my edges in like so. Now I need to decide what is going to be my outer color and what is going to be my inside color. And I like to do the more exciting color on the outside. So for me, this color seems to be more exciting. And then this, I like that it's got the gold touch to it, but I'm gonna have this as the filler on the inside. So, at this point, if you have 2 pieces of scrapbook paper, we are going to cut off the bottom portion of our scrapbook paper. So when I'm holding it, I'm going to have it in thirds horizontally. So I have a third on top, in the middle, and on the bottom. And I'm going to I'm going to cut off the bottom third. So I'm going to cut I'm going to cut 4 inches off the bottom. So I set that third piece aside. Once again, if you have a 2-sided piece of scrapbook paper, you don't need to worry about this step. But now I'm just going to tape this piece down to match up with the top 2/3 of the other piece of scrapbook paper that is my outer color. So you can use glue, but as you can see, I use double-sided tape, and I just get that off of Amazon. And as you see, I made sure to outline the rectangles that were formed from my folds. And I do that because I'm gonna cut along those lines, and I don't want this scrapbook paper to not be connected, to have like a part that peels away. And if I tape it around the rectangles, then it's more likely to hold its form and not peel away from the other piece of paper. Now that I have my scrapbook paper ready to go, I'm going to make the pockets when you open it up on the bottom 2 pieces. And to do that, I'm going to first cut down this line right here that goes down the middle. So just grab my big scissors and I will just cut on that line. Alright, next to make this diagonal pocket, I need to cut my flap that I just made from my bottom right corner to my top left. So I'm going to grab my scissors while it's open. I'm going from the bottom right corner to the top left corner. I really struggled to cut straight. I've tried to put it in my paper cutter, but because it's such a big piece of paper, I have a hard time cutting that diagonal. But there we have that pocket. So to close this pocket off, I'm just going to add some double-sided tape to this part right here, and then I will attach my pocket. For my next pocket, I just did one that goes on the side and it's rectangular. So I am going to just cut, you could cut it in half. You could do more of a 1/3 or 2/3 type option. I'm gonna try to cut it just kind of down the middle. And actually, I think I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. If you got lines, use your lines. I should have use this line right here to make a nice straight pocket. It's okay, it's not horrible, but if you're a person who likes preciseness, then this is probably driving you crazy. So I am going to use like the diagonals to help me cut a straight line to form my next pocket. And then I just cut it, this right side piece off and set that aside. I can use it later. I like to have a little indentation in my pocket, so I have this circle paper hole punch, and I just go to about halfway so I have that little circular indentation. And then I'm going to put tape along this side and what will be the top side of my pocket, and then press it down to form my pocket. Alright, next I just want to crease my folds really well. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to all my folds, and I like to grab my scissor handles or something that I can press down on and just really press down hard to get those creases nice and tight. Alright, next we are going to trim down our top flaps and then cut them down the center. You will notice that if you were to close this, it's like bulky. You gotta trim some of the excess away from the sides, and you can kind of see here that that's what I did. There's a nice gap here and there's like a small gap here that you can't really tell. But that allows it to fold nicely without being too chunky or like bubbles up on itself. So to do that, first I'm just going to cut down the center line so that I have flaps. And then next, I just cut like the smallest little slit off of each side, and that just helps it to close real nice. It's just the smallest little bit. All right, now that I have those trimmed up, they look pretty nice, and you can see, you can fold it down and it closes real nice. So you can leave your edges at a point, but I really like using a paper rounder or corner rounder to just, I think it makes the edges look really nice. So here you can kind of see where I rounded the edges. So I'm just going to do that real quick to these flaps that pop out. So there we go. Now we can close that up. And the last little bit that I can add to keep this a one-page wonder is this little pocket I put here. I'm going to use one of those pieces that I had set aside earlier, and I could choose to have the pocket on this side or this side, but I think I'm going to go with on this side this time. And if you have a two-sided piece of scrapbook paper, then you want to use the opposite color what you have on the outside. So I'm going to go back and grab the piece that I trimmed off the bottom earlier. But if you have a true one-page wonder, then it's just the rectangular piece that you had cut off of your left pocket. So I'll trim it down so it's the right size. So like I said, I want this on the right side. I'm going to use my I'm going to use my small circle hole puncher. I'm just gonna hole punch it halfway on there so that I have that little section that I can grab something from. And then next I'm gonna put tape along all the edges except for the edge that I put the hole punch on, and then I'm just gonna tape it down. Now that I have that taped down, I need to go ahead and round the corner again since I added that piece. Because if I don't, then that's just gonna stick out and look weird. So there we go. Now it's rounded. And that is how you make this one-page wonder, like a horizontal piece of Happy Mail. And I think it's really cute. We have 3 designated pockets. We got some flaps. You can use it for multiple things. And like you saw on this one, I even added an envelope to my flap that didn't have a pocket from just like a stack of Christmas cards I had. And I just used washi tape so that I could open and close this a little easier, so that it's not a flap that's just open. And then here, like a tuck away, I used a Christmas tag I got from the Dollar Tree, and I wrapped it with a little bit of washi tape. And then Here I use my circle punch again with my pieces of scrapbook paper and just added that little touch, and used a bookmark, or I used a piece of like paint sample to make a bookmark, some notebook paper for a letter. And then here, if you have some vellum, you can cut it to size and just use some scrapbook paper, not scrapbook paper, use some washi tape to tape it down. You could have like something hidden behind it, just lots of options, but it's so cute. And I think anybody, if they got this in the mail, would just think it was such a fun way to receive a letter. Like, you could write a letter and tuck it away in this with a couple of extra little goodies. And I think it would just really brighten someone's day to get this. So that is how you make the basic form of this one-page wonder piece of horizontal Happy Mail, and some ideas on how to fill it. Let me know in the comments down below how you would use this. What ideas do you guys have? And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
If you would like to see more, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a video.